All right, so in the first video, I showed you guys the wheel strategy where you're going to be selling cash secure puts. And then if you get a sign, you're going to be selling covered calls. Now you want to run this wheel strategy on stocks that you absolutely want to own. That's when you run the wheel strategy. But I showed you guys how to run the wheel strategy on high IV stocks to generate income. So there's two ways to do it. Now, the safest way to do it is to run the wheel strategy on stocks that you want to own, good blue chips, good quality stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and other good high quality blue chip stocks. That is the safest way. The next way to do it is to run the wheel strategy to generate income with premiums on stocks that have high IVs, with leverage stocks on Nvidia and Tesla with TSLL. But the thing is, to run the real strategy, you're going to need a lot of money on blue chip stocks. You need a little less money to run it on leverage stocks because it'll cost a little cheaper. But guys, this strategy that I'm about to tell you right now is called the poor man's covered call, and it's the cheapest of all the calls. It's a little bit more risky. So at the risk level is regular wheel strategy. The second risk level, level 2, is going to be the wheel strategy on leverage stocks. And then the third risk level is going to be the poor man's covered call on leverage stocks. Now this one's going to be the cheapest of them to do. So if you have around $1,000 to $5,000, this would be the perfect strategy for you to start. It's a little bit more risky than the first two, but you can still generate a lot of income in just 1 year. All right, here we are on Robinhood. I'm going to show you guys two ways. First, I'm going to show you with the leverage on TSLL on how you could generate a lot of income with your premium doing the poor man's covered call. Then I'm going to show you an even safer way with QQQ, where you can still generate a lot of premium, but it might cost a little more. So this strategy right here is good if you have around $1,000 to $5,000. If you're using QQQ, if you have around 5,000 and up, you can do it on QQQ, and it's a little safer than this. But what you want to do right now, we on TSLL that I showed you guys in the first video, is a leverage on Tesla, which generates more premium because it's leverage. So the first thing you're going to do is hit trade and then hit trade options. And then this is how you set up the poor man's covered call. You want to go out a year out. Right now it is right now it's October. So we're going to go all the way to January. So we're going to go to January 26th, which is about a year and 2 months out. And then we're going to buy a call. This is called buying a leap. So we're putting in a leap option. Leap options are anything longer than a year out, so you don't get ate up by time decay, and you don't pay taxes on selling early. So that short-term capital gain, anything over a year, you don't get taxed the same. So here we are, we're a year out, and we want to look for a delta around the 0.8. So right now the share price is at $12.71. Let's look at the $9.73 call. Let's click on that, and there it goes. The delta is at the bottom, the Greeks. It says 0.80, the gamma, the theta, the vega, in the rho. Right now we're looking for a delta at around 0.8. So we used to click on another one. Let's say this one, the delta is 0.77. If we click on one a little closer, it would be 0.74. So we're looking for a delta around 0.8. That's 0.82. So let's go back to the $9.73 call. So right there is $6.75. That's how much it's going to cost you times 100 to just buy one leap option on TSLL. So if we was to click this, it'll cost $675. Let's say we have enough to buy 2 leaps on TSLL at the strike price of $9.73. It will cost us $1,350. Now, if you guys are wondering what does the delta mean at 0.8, that means for every $1 that TSL go up in their share price, that means you will gain 80 cents for every $1. So you multiply that by 100. So every $1 that TSL go up, you gain $80 profit inside of your option. So a little over a year out is going to cost us, how much is going to cost us? For 2, it's going to cost us $1,350 to do 2 leap options on TSL. So you want to go ahead, hit review, and swipe and buy those leap options. Now, the second thing that you want to do to start to set up your poor man's covered call is come back over. So we're going to go out a week. Right now it's October 24th. So we're just going to go out exactly 1 week. This is about a week and 1 day out. It's Friday. So we're going out 1 week, and then we want to sell a call on those 2 options that we bought for just $675 per option. So now we have the option to buy those shares, 2 of those options, we have the option to buy that. So now we could sell covered calls on the options that we bought. That is called a poor man's covered call. So let's look for anything around what I told you guys, anything under 0.3. So let's say we're coming out to, we're going to scroll up. We're selling a covered call. Let's click on the 13.5. Okay, that's not good enough for us. It's a negative delta of 0.42. We're looking for negative, anything under negative 0.3. Let's click on 14.5. That's not up. Yeah, 14.5 is fine. Have a delta of negative 0.28. So that would be a good one for us. If we want to be a little bit more conservative, we could click on the 15 and a negative 0.2 delta. But let's just click on the 14 right now. And you always want to do your technical analysis on the charts before you go in and buy your covered calls, cash secure puts, or anything like that to look at support and resistance lines. But let's just play the deltas right now. In fact, it has an 81.32% chance of profit. And if not, we could always roll it up and out. So if we was to buy this right here, it would give us a premium of $30. But remember, we bought 2. So now we're getting a premium of $60 on the 2 leap option contracts that we bought every single week. But the key is you only want to start selling covered calls once you're in profit in your options. Wait until you get in profit into your options, into your leap option, or wait until you get in profit on your leap options before you start to sell covered calls, guys. That's the thing about covered calls. You want to be in profit first before you start to sell, because just in case you're assigned, you're still going to make money. You might miss out on a little bit more money, but you're still going to make money if you get assigned. So you want to make sure that you're in profit first on your leap options before you start to sell covered calls, the poor man covered calls. So right there, you guys would get $60 every single week on the 2 options that you bought. And if we do the quick math on that, let's say we're making $60 every single week, and it cost us at the beginning of and it cost us what, $13.50. So there's a profit of 4% every single week, or 16% a month. That's crazy. So we wouldn't even push for 16% in a month. We're going to look for something safer around 8 to 10% every single month so we don't get assigned. All right, so that's how you sell a poor man's covered call. And let me show you the safer one, which would be QQQ. Now, QQQ, of course, this one is safer, but it costs a lot of money because over the last year, QQQ is up 37%. The last 5 years, it's up 155%. And every single year since it started, it's just been on the uptrend. So QQQ is heavy in technology, and you could kind of expect that this company is going to rise 10, 15, 20% every single year. So buying leap options on QQQ is a good way to create passive income. But let me show you guys how to create some premium on top of that passive income. So you're going to hit trade options. Let's go out a year. Let's click December 19th, 2025, and then we're going to buy a call, and we're looking for a 0.8 delta, remember. So let's click the 470. All right, the delta is at 6.9. Let's keep scrolling down. Let's click on 450. Okay, 0.75. Let's keep scrolling down. Okay, let's look at 440. Nope. Okay, so we're going to look at 430 right there. It is at the 0.79 delta, so almost 0.8. So it will cost us, okay, you do need more than $5,000. I'm going to show you another one that's $5,000. All right, so this one will cost you $10,000 to buy one contract on QQQ. So once you do your leap contract on QQQ, that's $10,000. For every $1 that QQQ goes up, you'll get $80 out of QQQ inside of your option. And you could, and if QQQ do go up 20 to 30% over the next year, like it has been doing for the last 10 plus years, this $10,000 could easily turn to $20,000 just like that. And then if you look right here, the break even, you only really need QQQ to go up 7% in a year. So once we buy the leap option, let's click off of that. Once you buy the leap option, let's go out a week. So we're going to click on November 1st. We're out a week. We're going to sell a call, and we're going to look at anything underneath a 0.3. So right here, $502. There it goes. Let's pick something a little closer, 501. Okay, negative 0.28. That's cool with me. So 501, we could generate $273 a week in premium from selling poor man cover calls on QQQ. Let's do the math. So 273 divided by, what was it, $10,000. we could generate 2.7% every single week. And in a month, that is 10% still on QQQ, which is a more reliable stock. It just costs a lot more money. And guys, with around $5,000, you could do this with NVDL. So this is NVDL, the leverage on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is probably on the same risk level as Tesla, and QQQ is probably a lot more stable because it's an ETF. But let's go out a year and click on January 16, 2026, buy a call. Scroll down to 67. That's a Delta 75. Let's scroll down to 64. Scroll down to 59. Okay, here one at 56. Okay, 56 is a 0.8 Delta and would cost us $3,900. So if you have around $4,000, you could start to sell the poor man cover call on NVIDIA, which would still generate you around 3% every single week in premium. So let's say if you was to start off with $10,000 and you are generating 10% every single month. I showed you guys that it's possible to generate 8 to 10%, sometimes 16% a month if you're lucky. But let's just say you're hitting 10% a month. And don't worry about this where it says days right here. Let's just type in each day is going to be a month. So we're going to do it for 48 months, which is 4 years. It really takes you 4 years to master something, to get really good at something. And then we're going to hit 100%. We're going to reinvest our earnings every single month to buy more contracts and to collect more premium. So this is us selling poor man covered calls on TSLL or NVIDIA or QQQ. We're going to hit calculate now over the last 4 years. So you could turn $10,000 into $970,000, almost $1 million in just 4 years with this 4-year plan. Your first month, you'll be bringing in $1,000 in premium. I showed you guys that. By the end of your first year, you'll be bringing in $2,853 a month. Tell me that would not change you guys' lives and give you a big bonus or raise just from starting off with $10,000 and learning this skill, learning this trade. And at the end of your second year, you'll be bringing in $8,954 every single month. That is life-changing money. At the end of your third year, $28,000 every single month. And then at the end of your fourth year, $80,000 a month. And that's how the compound effects works. And this is from doing options that's less risky than buying calls and buying puts. That has a 80 to 90% win rate every single time you enter this trade. And that's it, dreamers, guys. I really want you to learn this trade. Now, the poor man's cover call, like I keep saying, is more risky than the real strategy. The real strategy, you could never actually own the stock by just keep on selling puts, rolling it down and out. And if you do catch it at the bottom on a good quality stocks, you could sell cover calls on those stocks, on a stock that you was finally ready to buy. The real strategy is by far the best strategy there is inside the market. But sometimes you can only generate around 4 to 6% every single month compared to 10 to 12% every single month from doing poor man cover calls. So that's the difference. The poor man cover call is a little bit more risky. You are relying that the stock goes up within that year, because if the stock don't go up within that year, right? Remember, you can only sell poor man cover calls only if you're in profit. I mean, you could do it, but you don't want to take the risk of selling cover calls when you're not in profit. So let's just say it takes you 2 or 3 months or 4 months for your option to get inside of profit. Then those 4 months right there, you're not selling cover calls on your options, on your leap options in there. Let's say it takes 6 months before your trade finally turn around before you can start to sell cover calls. So that's why it's important to have the perfect entry on your leaps so that you can start to sell good cover calls and collect those poor man cover call premiums inside of your account. So that's the risk factor of doing the poor man cover calls, that if a trade, let's say if a stock just stays sideways for an entire year, let's say the stock opened up at $200 and at the end of the year, it's still at $200. Well, you will have lost money in your option. But if your stock trades at $200 and you're just selling regular cash secure puts over the entire year, you're making money the entire year while that stock trades sideways, and you're not missing out on any of that premium. So that's the difference in between the wheel strategy and the poor man's cover call strategy. Okay, so now that we're at the end of the video, make sure that you guys take the quiz that's also linked to this. Take the quiz inside of the Discord and get a 100 on the quiz so that you can move on to the next level, and so that you can start to collect premium. Start small, learn, and then learn some more before you start to go big. And then also I'll be in there and you guys can follow my plays. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Zeke, bringing you the Dream Green Show, and I'm out. Peace.